offering exorcisms. All right. Horses can communicate with symbols, according to science. All right, this one's not too long, so we'll probably read the whole thing. We're probably not going to watch this video. Um, yeah, nah, we're probably not going to. What is this? Yeah, we're not going to watch that. That sounds ridiculous. But horses can communicate with symbols, according to science. Interesting. People may never talk with animals like Dr. Doolittle. Does anybody remember that? I mean, the millennials and the older generation, because there was an older Dr. Doolittle, a black and white Dr. Doolittle. I think that might be what this is here, because I see the glasses and all that, so I think that might be what this is. But then, of course, there's the Eddie Murphy Dr. Doolittle. But Gen Z, Gen Alpha, if you guys watch this, you might not know what that is. But Dr. Doolittle was a doctor who had the special ability to talk to animals. But anyway, but scientists are hard at work trying to communicate with critters. The Wild Dolphin Project has already proven dolphins understand symbols. Other researchers at Georgia State University have created a symbolic language called Yerkish to talk with primates. Now, the noble horse joins the roll call of smart animals who can understand and use symbols to make humans aware of their needs. Interesting. Very interesting. A new study at Applied Animal Behavior Science shows how 23 horses learned to tell trainers if they wanted to wear a blanket or not. Subjects were shown 3 symbols: a horizontal bar to say, "I want a blanket," a blank square for no change, and a vertical bar for "I don't need a blanket." They learned the meanings in a day or two and using them to convey if they were too warm or too cold, building the case for self-awareness. I think we know animals are self-aware, right? They know when they're in pain. They know when things are, dangerous or whatever. Animals are very self-aware. They just can't talk. So they can't say, "Hey, I'm in distress because I'm trapped, there's something in my paw," or whatever. Or they can't even, they're not intelligent enough to, even if they can't speak, they're just making noise to show us their paw, point to the paw and go, or well, not point, but, gesture to the paw, whatever, that there's a problem, right? Previous studies have shown horses enjoy learning for the sake of learning, a decidedly human trait. Positive reinforcement and consideration for the horse's temperament reduced their anxiety for punishment if they gave a wrong answer. In fact, the horse's behavior changed for the better during training because humans could finally understand them. Here's a quote from someone, don't know who, but when horses realized they were able to communicate with their trainers, i.e. to signal their wishes regarding blanketing, many became very eager in the training or testing situation. Some even tried to attract the attention of the trainers prior to the test situation by vocalizing and running towards the trainers, and follow their movements. On a number of such occasions, the horses were taken out and allowed to make a choice before its regular turn, and signaled that they wanted the blanket to be removed. It turned out that the horses were sweaty underneath the blanket. Interesting. Okay. I'm not surprised by their intelligence. About a year ago, my wife dragged me to Pennsylvania for an overnight at her friend's house. Her husband shared some Kunkletown lore. Is that like is he trying to be funny, or is there really a town in Pennsylvania called Kunkletown? Now I gotta look it up. Kunkletown. Yep, there's a real town. Kunkletown. Oh wow. Nothing but farmland. Or maybe that's the town. Like just that little bit. Yeah, like maybe this is literally the town. Yeah, maybe that is literally the town. It's just going to bring up the same images. That's crazy. Okay, this is probably like literally the length of the town. But these are some nice houses. These are pretty, these are big houses. Not all of them. Some of them are regular size. But some of these are big, which is a little interesting that you've got like a mansion, like this house right here. Oh, you might not be able to see it. Like this house right here is like a McMansion, but the guy next door is like in a regular house, or the guy across the street got a nice house, and this is like a McMansion, and so are these. But then there's this guy back here, right? And then this guy across the street. It's like I don't know, weird, but interesting. Kunkletown. All right, all right. So he was trying to share some Kunkletown lore. Some time ago, a local carpenter kept horses to pull lumber to job sites. These beasts knew where to get hitched up, how to reach the job sites, and when to return for more lumber without human direction. Eventually, the carpenter bought a truck, then shot the horses because he didn't need them anymore. Jesus Christ. Could have just sold them to somebody who wants horses. My goodness. The hubris of human superiority clouds our understanding of animals and our approach to the touchy topic of their intelligence. I maintain this conceit's cultural, based in deep-seated guilt over humanity's exploitation of animals and the challenges which may arise should they be considered our equals. Well, I wouldn't go that far. They're not equal in the sense of like agency and all that good stuff. And even from a spiritual perspective, in Hermeticism, animals are not, they don't have the divine spark. So we wouldn't be equal anyway. But anyway, making a huge leap here, what could our treatment of animals say about humanity's prospects in a first contact scenario? Any sufficient advanced intelligence could find humanity indistinguishable from the animals we eat or experiment on. Aliens may deem us sufficiently clever, having tamed the atom and thinking smartphones are a pretty neat idea, but not being in their league when it comes to sapiens. Yeah, but there's a lot more that we do that, if you want to compare us to animals, we're the only one that actually has a communicative language and has been able to become intelligent enough to, understand math, science, contemplate our existence, search for reasons for our existence, all that good stuff. Animals can't do any of that. Yet if we could talk with animals, grunt, squeak, and squawk with the animals, and vice versa, maybe aliens would be less inclined to dismiss us. What? That doesn't make any sense. Or our four-legged friends could make a compelling case on our behalf for clemency. That's ridiculous. You shouldn't be out here abusing animals, of course not, and neglecting animals or anything like that, but I don't believe that they're equal in the sense of like human rights and all that other stuff. But that's just my opinion coming from a hermetic perspective. But yeah, very interesting. Horses can communicate with symbols, according to science. They were able to let the researchers know whether or not they were hot or cold based off of these the vertical bars or the horizontal bar or no bar.